What's going on? YouTube, welcome to the channel. Today, we're going to talk about maintaining a lean physique. It's one thing to get a lean physique, but how do you maintain it? That's actually the harder thing to do because once you get to a certain point, you get down to 14, 15% body fat, and then you start getting down to 12% body fat, you're not going to see a significant difference once you get to a certain point. And you're not, it's very noticeable when you look like this compared to the one to the right. It's very noticeable to see that transformation. It's not so noticeable when you get lower down that pole. Now, I will say the difference between 11% body fat and 9% body fat, there is definitely a difference there. No doubt about it. But at a certain point, you can only lose so much. You can only go down so low, right? Your body fat percentage is going to, maybe it plateaus at 11%. And just to maintain that instead of falling back, that's going to be difficult. So, we're going to talk about some tips today. Obviously, you've seen my transformation in this video, in other videos. If you want to have a body that looks like this or this, stay tuned. So, we are going to talk about some of the keys to getting lean and staying lean. I think those are two separate things, but we could kind of bunch them into this video because the path to getting there is also going to be a part of the way you're going to maintain it. And the first thing we're going to focus on is cutting out the extra calories. And the easiest thing I would recommend starting wise is fasting. Taking one day a week where you just fast for like a 12-hour set and you just reset your body. It resets your mindset. It resets just everything. It resets your hormones, your metabolism, everything. It's a really good way to start off the week. Maybe you do it on like a Sunday night into Monday, and that's a great way to start off your week, right? It just gets you in the right framework. If you're maybe struggling, having some things not going your way, a great way to reset your mindset, and I always do this, is if something is just not going the way you want it to, or you want to refocus yourself, and you want to put the training wheels back on for a day, a nice little fast is definitely going to help with that. And other ways of doing that are maybe cutting out a meal entirely. And depending on how your schedule is, maybe that's cutting out breakfast. I would recommend breakfast instead of getting rid of like dinner. I would say dinner is probably the one I would be the least likely to like want to get rid of. But if that's how your schedule works out, maybe that's what you're going to do. The breakfast is the most important meal of the day, is the most horrible thing that has been created. If you know who created that quote, you might not believe who it is. It's Brian or Robert Kellogg, right? And if you know the Kellogg brand, you know exactly why that saying is what it is. Guys, it's BS. Do not think breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Because normally you're not hungry in the morning. You've been sleeping for, what, 6 to 8, 10 hours. You don't need that food when you first wake up. It's just an extra amount of calories that you probably don't need. So that's the first thing. Drinking more water. This is going to be kind of, again, a lot of these things kind of intertwine with each other because if you're fasting, that doesn't mean that you can't drink water. And drinking water sometimes mentally just gets you to feel like, all right, I have something in my body. So maybe I'm not eating, but if I'm drinking a lot of water, you're filling up your body and you don't feel terrible after that. So that's a great thing to do. Other things you could look at, like, putting lemons or fruits in your water. That's also a really good thing to do as well. Eventually, one of the reasons I created this channel is a way to reach out to my Teachable. I'm going to be releasing a course on how to get in the best shape of your life here in 2025. So if you're interested in more information that's going to go more deeper into what I talked about here today and giving you other stuff, make sure to check out that course. That Teachable link will be in the description down below once we get that released. So stay tuned to the channel. I'm working on it now. I've been working on it for about 2 months now, and I really want this to be a good course. I want you to get value out of it, so stay tuned for that. And another thing you could use, which also is part of the going to be part of the Teachable course, I'm actually working on that part now, is taking supplements and learning how to use supplements. Some supplements are definitely a waste of money. Some are actually very useful and helpful. So there's different things that you're going to learn from that. It's all part of your recovery. It's a part of building muscle. It's all interconnected, right? Getting lean, building muscle, right? Preventing bloating, taking certain vitamins. There's so much involved in it, and like I said, part of that teachable course will kind of help lay that out for you. And I think there's also, you need to look at your milestones and your kind of your progression. I would definitely recommend taking one picture a week of your body in the mirror and just getting a baseline for how you did that week. And because as much as it's important looking at the scale, looking at your body fat percentage, looking at your BMI, looking at your weight, that's all great. That's all important. But at the end of the day, what are we doing this for, right? People aren't going to see your body fat percentage or your BMI on you, right? It's how you actually look. So so maybe you're not losing weight. Maybe your body fat percentage is staying pretty much the same, but if you're noticing that your body looks leaner and you're starting to get that V taper, well, it doesn't matter if the scale is changing or the BMI is changing for that week if you're actually seeing a noticeable difference from before, right? So it's really important. You got to stay patient with this. It's not going to happen in a week. It's not going to happen in a month. It's probably going to take a good 6 months, especially in the beginning, for your body to get used to the habits that you're creating for yourself. You're making changes to your life. I started working out in 2018. 2018. And you saw this is a 5-year difference. It took 5 years just to get to that point. And I need to update this because obviously now we're in 2025. These are from last year. I haven't taken any updates in 2025 yet, but these are from 2024. So this is 6 years of working out. You could look similar to this if you really dedicate yourself to it. You really have to. It can't be a 1 month fleeing thing. Oh, I'm going to slack off for 6 months, get back into it. It doesn't work that way. This is a lifestyle choice. You know, I cringe when people say I'm going on a diet, right? Because it's for a set amount of time. If you're only dieting for a month and then you immediately go back and start eating junk food and eating the way you ate before that month diet, you wasted your time because you went through all that suffering for a month just to go back to where you were before. This is a lifestyle thing. This isn't something you just kind of, it's fleeing and is on and off. It doesn't work. You have to commit yourself to it. It's a lifestyle choice. I'd rather you make slight little alterations in your life compared to trying to be fasting or dieting for a month and then going back, because you're just wasting your time. You have to make this a lifestyle. There's no easy way around it. There's no set timeline to it. Everybody's different, and that's why also, if you want to join our Patreon, you can get a one-on-one consultation with me. We'll talk about some stuff, and I'll try and give you a personalized look into your current situation. As always, thank you so much for watching this video. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you guys again next time.